Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. My name is Alex, and welcome back to the Puck Luck channel. Today we're going to be talking about NHL 21 and EA Play. That's it. That's the entire video. There was zero news about NHL 21 and EA Play. So I'm going to be talking about what I think of this whole non-announcement. Twitter has been pretty much livid with EA, and it's the first time I've seen EA fans be this annoyed. I mean, usually there's a divide between people who are always like, yeah, the game has new features and it's worth the $80, so I'm still gonna get it. And then there's people who are like, well, it's just a carbon copy of NHL 17, so I'm not really gonna there's very few changes, not worth it, right? And yeah, this is the first time where I see everybody just go, this game is gonna suck. This NHL 21 is going to suck. And the reason why is because this was the perfect chance for EA, NHL, the dev team, to finally give us something. We're past the time where we usually get an announcement on what's going on. Well, average to it. Usually at this time, someone had won the Stanley Cup, and then about 2 weeks later after the Stanley Cup win, we'd have the awards ceremony, which is about coming up in the next week, and then we'd get an NHL release trailer. And nothing. We got nothing at EA Play. It was what we expected, but nothing. So maybe we will get something soon. Now, my theory is that this game that is about to come out is going to be very similar to NHL 20. And I have no problem with that if they're going to, make a better game the year after. Because we did, you all remember the NHL 15 thing where the prior console was better than the actual next-gen consoles when the PS4 came out and the Xbox One. So will they do that again? And I don't think they want to run that risk of doing that again, and they might feel like, okay, guys, we don't have a proper game, it's not going to be as good, why would we even do it? And that's okay. If EA says that, if they come out and say, hey, listen, our game isn't good enough to come to next gen, it's not going to be good, it's not going to be worth the time, we're going to develop it for next gen, for NHL 22, I'm okay with that. I'm totally down for that. If you do that, if EA says, yes, we're going to take time and learn and adapt and make a better game for NHL 22, that's okay. I think everybody would be like, all right, EA, good job, because honestly, it's not the fact that EA is just first of all, overall, not a very good company. It's the fact that EA just doesn't really seem to care about what they're producing, and they just throw crap out the window, and that's the game they produce. And I think finally, for the first time in a really, really long time, I've seen fans kind of start to go, wow, okay, things aren't looking good for EA. We're kind of getting teed, and we're just annoyed, and we're just super done with this game. Okay, we can't take any more crap from EA. We want a proper game. So here's my theory. If NHL 21 is going to come out, if they're going to release one on the PS4, which I mean most people are going to own a PS4 and an Xbox One for at least another year or two before they finally decide to make the switch to the PS5 and the Xbox Series X. What a weird name. So we have this 2-year gap. So NHL 22 and NHL 23, wow, that is weird to say. We are going to get new games, and we're going to see what happens. But we're talking about NHL 21. What is going to happen for this game? Because they're not going to not release a game, right? They have to release a game. And it makes sense, because why would you just leave a gap year like that and waste, there are going to be people who are going to pay for the game. So here's what I have to say. In terms of a game, in terms of NHL 21, I'm okay if you say, hey, listen, there's not a lot of updates, there's not a lot of changes, but here are some things that we've added that we know you've wanted, like roster sharing and maybe a small GM connected where you can have maybe 2 people maximum together battling it out, which would be cool instead of the full array of things, which it's like a test to GM connect. That'd be kind of cool. We're hoping, right? Then they finally, maybe a little overhaul to, a sneak peek to what they really want to do with Be a Pro, and they switch that up. And then, just a few extra features that we've always wanted, just new game modes, testing out. Basically what I want NHL 21 to be is sort of a test ground for what they're going to do in NHL 22, and it doesn't have to be a full-fledged Be a Pro, and everything. I'm okay with that. Or a full-fledged, franchise mode, switcheroo, whatever. My point is, NHL 21 needs to be a game where they take risks in trying new modes that we may or may not like, and not wasting time to develop them into full. It's like Chell they did. They need to take the time to release a game that will be better, and that's what NHL 22 will be. So NHL 21 will be like a test to NHL 22. So where does that leave us with the game? Okay, so NHL 21, we want roster sharing and all that, right? I think personally, one of my favorite things it would be if NHL 21 came to PC. It would be a great test for EA. It would be a great time to say, okay, maybe the PC market is something we can look into, and that would be amazing. Because for me, I have a Sony PlayStation. I've always had a Sony PlayStation for probably the past 10, 11 years. I've had a Sony PlayStation. I've played NHL since NHL 09 or something like that. Not as long as a lot of people. You guys have been probably playing longer. And the last game that was on PC was actually NHL 09. So we haven't had a PC game in almost 10 years, 11 years now. It's been crazy time. And basically what I'm saying is that we haven't been able to see what the PC, community is like. In EA Sports, in general, FIFA's pretty big on PC. Madden, I think it's pretty big because they keep bringing it back ever since they did back in 2017 or 2018. They brought it back to the PC. Will they finally say, okay, we're going to take the risk and we're going to start to introduce it to the next generation of PC users? I mean, it's been 11 years, so maybe it's time. And it's a good thing. It's a good risk to take. I think the PC community can bring a lot of things to NHL that maybe the console community wasn't thinking of, and especially in modding. I know a lot of people are kind of like, modding is cheating technically, but it's not. Modding is different from cheating. Hacking is one thing. Cheating and doing that stuff online in HUT and whatever, and stealing coins and generating stuff, whatever, and getting all the cards you want, that's cheating. Modding is different. Modding is an purely offline thing where you just go into the system files. I know it sounds like cheating, but you go into the game files and you just change the way the game reacts and how people react. You can make certain players more valuable, make certain things better, and just overall, like, the game logic is better. There are people in the community who I'm sure would love to do that, and the FIFA community has seen that for the past few years, and the mods on FIFA just keep getting better and better, and I've played them, and they do make the game that much better. It's the reason why I bought FIFA, is because of the modders. So I think it'd be really cool to see what the PC community could do. They can import new jerseys and stuff like that. There's tons of things, and they can, one of the biggest things in FIFA is redrawing all the faces that are generated from EA. That would be amazing to do in NHL, because let's be real, Ovechkin's face looks awful in EA, in NHL, so we'll see. You never know. Anyways, my last point about this whole video, about releasing the game on a console, on PS4, if they are going to release the game, which they probably will, because it's EA, they want to make money. If you're going to do it, I refuse to think that your game that you're about to release is worth $80. If you're going to sell this game, it needs to be at least $60, okay? Because obviously, $80 to $60 isn't that big of a jump, right? But $80 is a really high price. You end up spending like $90 something tax-wise, right? EA, if they want to release their next game and not get shit on from the community, they need to release the game on a budget of $60 for everybody, because let's be real, it's last gen, first of all, okay? So the price should be cheaper. You don't see PS3 games worth $80, okay? They're worth a lot less. So it's last gen, so it should be less. And $60 is a fair point for a game that actually probably doesn't have that many changes and isn't really making that big of strides in terms of gameplay and stuff like that. And I'm okay with that. Listen, EA, if you just tell us next week or whatever before this game releases, listen, we're going to give you a dumbed down version of what we really want to do. It's not what we want. We're going to come back with NHL 22 and we're going to give the best game we possibly could, because I feel like at this point, I feel like EA, the head of EA, or whoever runs all the different branches, is looking at NHL and going, okay, we're slowly losing fans, maybe even rapidly, and we're slowly losing the chance to actually grasp these old fans back, because these old fans won't come back. Nobody's coming back. Every time I've read on Reddit or something like that, people saying, oh, should I come back and play NHL games? Is it worth, I haven't played since, I don't know, 09. Have I missed anything? Should I play? And everyone just goes, no, don't play, forget it. If anything, just buy a PS3 and play NHL 14 or something. Don't play the game, because it's not worth it. And they're right. NHL has not been good for the past probably 7 or 8 years. Ever since Next Gen came out, or Next Gen, current gen, PS4 and Xbox One, it's not worth playing. And that's what everybody's worried about when it comes to NHL 22 and NHL 21. What is there to expect? The other theory that is lingering around Twitter and stuff like that is that NHL 21 will just be delayed and released in like next January or something like that. So they will come out with an NHL 21. But it'd be weird, and at that point too, if they do release an NHL 21 on the PS5 and the Xbox Series X in January of 2021, they should give it for $60 because the gap between January and all the way till the September release date for NHL 22 is not very long. So I'm not gonna pay $80 for a game that's only gonna be out for, you know, just a few months. You get my point? Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll do a quick little recap here. What I'm saying is that NHL 20 was a decent game-ish, and NHL 21 looks to be a very similar game in terms of like copying. And we always joke around in the community how all the EA games are just carbon copies of each other, but this year is really gonna be a carbon copy because we haven't had any news. They missed the opportunity to give a trailer, and there are reports that it actually isn't going to be on next gen. It's not going to be on the PS5 or the Xbox Series X. So my theory was that they should take this time to create a game of bunch of beta testing modes, like giving us little GM connected ideas and giving us a little franchise updates that won't really be the full effect of what they want to do, and give us a little bit of new Be a Pro, give us things that we wanted like roster sharing, and do that for NHL 21, make it like a test game for NHL 22, and then release the full NHL 22, because I feel like EA is slowly realizing that, oh no, if we don't start picking it up and start doing what the fans are going to want, we might actually lose out big time. And you know, there might be other producers around there, like maybe 2K will finally swoop in and try their best to take the NHL franchise by surprise, which would be amazing for everybody, because competition is always good for both companies. I'm sure people will come back to EA and play EA games, so a competition between the two will always be a thumbs up. Anyways, my point is, EA games need to be better, and I think this is the chance for EA to make a better game, and I'm not going to be mad if they don't really change anything in NHL 21, but they have to be honest about it, and they have to come out, and also, don't make it $80, okay? Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you like and subscribe if you're new, and share with anybody who enjoys NHL games and is just as furious as everybody on Twitter, apparently. Let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one.